I'm Lynn.
Hi, I'm Leo. Welcome back to our channel.
Yes, and we hope you're enjoying the videos and the Get Up and Go series. If you are enjoying them and you're looking for longer sequences, then do visit our site, myogatutor.com.
And also, if you like our videos on this channel, please subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the easier it is for us to continue doing the videos.
Yes, okay, so starting today, it is day 23. So on your mat in Adho Mukha Virasana. So if this is your first day today, then we have been starting in this way for the last week or so. So Adho Mukha Virasana is a really nice pose to start your practice. You can really engage with the length of the muscle fibre, but also the breath. So just be in this pose for a few moments. The direction of the buttocks and the spine need to extend towards the heel side. The arms need to lengthen towards the end of the front mat, and you have to see the organic body is supporting towards the spine. So you have to see that the lower abdomen moves in and up. Soft inhalation and exhalation. So just be here for a few moments, just to get into the zone, just to be aware of your breath, and remembering that yoga is not just on a physical level. This is when we touch all the senses, quieting the mind, softening the breath, and extending the tension and releasing the tension out of the body. Okay, so we come for Adho Mukha Svanasana, so press down into your palms, and again, those of you who've been with us a few days, you will be familiar with this action. So when you lift up, when you lift your buttocks, lift your abdomen towards your spine, yes, and up you come. So you have to see that you support this skeletal body with the soft tissue fibre, extending through to the palms, extending those wrists to the palms, and lifting from the upper arms all the way through the spine, all the way through towards the buttocks. So you have to see that once you get that really nice lift, then see how much you can move those thighs towards the end of the mat. This is when we work with traction. We're using the limbs so that we can create space and fluid movement. From here, we're coming into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, so a challenging one. So extend forward. As you do so, see that you keep the legs really straight and strong, but then we come into the upper body extension. So see that you lengthen through the front body so much, and as you extend through towards the chest cavity, see that you lengthen your lower back region so the tailbone extends towards the thigh side. Now if you can manage it, you can see Leo's got her toes tucked under here, but if you can manage to flatten onto the top of the foot, then do so. Pressing strongly into the palms and broadening across your collarbones and taking a few breaths. Soft inhalation and exhalation. Don't forget to breathe in these poses. Coming back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, dog head down. And as you do so, lift the abdomen towards the spine and lift up with the buttocks. Be sure that you're creating the space within the body. Keep that height, keep that length throughout the spine, and remember that action of pushing those thighs away from you. Okay, coming for Uttanasana, and again, those of you familiar with some of the sequencing, you'll realize this is jump or step the feet towards the hands. All right, coming to Uttanasana. So when you're in Uttanasana, we're coming into this action with the feet slightly apart. And again, as we've mentioned on many occasions, if you find that your back becomes very distorted, you can see Theo's doing an action here, then you need to take your hands a little bit higher. Yes, we want to get a good action in the back, a good imprint in the back, so that you're not creating distortion in the back and you're working the legs so strongly. So this may be where you are at this stage. That's absolutely fine. If you are able to take the hands down, of course there are the options of yoga props. If you've got 2 yoga bricks, then you can put your hands onto them. That will help immensely to keep that length in the legs. Look forward. So it's really good at this stage. Sometimes, if you have tremendous mobility, you can take the hands back. But if that's a challenge, to keep the spine really nice and lengthening, then you have to see that you take your fingers in front of the feet, as Leo is demonstrating here. These shoulder blades need to work really deeply back. To come up, lift your abdomen, put your hands onto your pelvic rims, and then come up into Tadasana. Yeah. So this practice, these few poses, you can practice several times if you wish to. But we're moving on to the next pose, so just get your breath back for a few moments, be aware of your Tadasana, be aware of the length throughout the body, the front body. See that you're grounding strongly into the earth with the feet, and that the soles of the feet are broad and extended. And you can feel that floor with the big toe joint, the little toe joint. Lift those inner ankles, lift those inner legs, lift those inner thighs. All of this needs to be worked through to then get the expression of lift throughout the front of the body. We're coming for Virabhadrasana 1. So we're going to come from the centre of the mat. So come back into the centre of the mat, should I say. And this is when we jump the legs wide, and then we work on the arms. So take the legs nice and wide, and then rotate the arms in the sockets. Yeah, really nice rotation here. Take the arms up above the head. So try to keep the arms as close to the ears as possible. You're going to turn your back foot in, so your left foot turns in well, and the whole of your right foot and leg turns out. So a lot of complete beginners have real problems with this pose. It's quite challenging. Sometimes there's tremendous restriction in the lower back. If this is the case, then the back heel can be lifted and placed onto either a book, a yoga brick, a foam block, or a slight lift of some description, whatever you've got around, but just a slight lift. If your back's absolutely fine, then be in this position. Now I just want to go through a quick adjustment. You have to see that the action of the thigh rotates, so the front hip rotates round, so that back left hip goes all the way round to the front. Now lift through the front body, lift through the centre of the front body and lift through the chest. Bend your front leg into an angle. So the preparation is really important to get that stability, that you're moving from a stable base. Breathe and see how much you can lift even more. Just don't collapse into that hip socket. Soft inhalation and exhalation. We're going to come up out of the pose. A nice breath in as you come out of the action. Turning the feet to face forward, keeping the arms up if you can. Turn the back foot in. So left foot out. And again, be aware of that rotation of the thigh. As we showed previously, you have to see that you get that rotation, rotate, rotate, rotate. And then these frontal pelvic rims really need to lift up so much through the centre of the body, lifting those arms up. Now bend in your left leg into an angle. Good. And again, remember what I was saying, if you feel really compressed in your lower back, then you need to take your heel onto a slight height. Yeah, you can see Leo's doing that. It's very nice. It gives you a lot more space. It increases the length of the leg. So extending those arms, coming into your square with the front leg, and just being there for a few moments. Keep that lift through the arms, keep the lift through the front body. Go and see if you can increase that angle. On an inhalation, come up, extending up and turning the feet to face forward, and then jumping the legs together. And standing in a good Tadasana, just let your breath become smooth and even. So when you're in your Tadasana, just be aware of the base of the pose. Take the weight back into your heels so that you activate the legs. All four corners of the knees are lifting up through the thighs. Then lift through the centre of the body, lift up through the chest, and be aware of your breath in your chest cavity. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. exhalation. Okay, so now we're going to come into the floor work. So we're going to start the floor work with a pose called Dhanurasana. So some of you may be familiar with this pose, bow pose. Okay, so we find when we at the centre, quite a lot of complete beginners, if there's a lot of stiffness in the pelvis, in the hips, in the frontal hip flexors, it's quite difficult to reach the feet from this position. So we're just going to show you a preparational stage. So you can see here, Leo's going to take her arms back, the palms are facing up. Now you have to see that throughout this action, you're still lifting the abdomen to the spine, and lengthening it through to the chest. Here, you have to see that there's a length on the tailbone. The legs are reaching as far as you can, so almost reaching towards the end of the mat. Then bending the knees. That's it. And then see, take a breath in and then lift up. Yes. So lift, hold, count for 5, and release down. And we'll go again in a moment. So if you find it very challenging to reach your feet, then practice this preparation first. Bend the knees again. Take a breath in and lift up. And again, count to 5. And releasing and releasing those legs down. And just rest your arms in front of you and rest your forehead onto your wrists, onto your palms. The next action is Dhanurasana, when we reach back and catch the front of the foot. So when we come to this, if it's challenging to catch the foot, then of course you can repeat the previous stage. So bending the legs and reaching back with the hands, you can see here. Now, this automatically lifts the chest. You need to see that you push these feet into the palms, take a breath in and lift up. Yes, hold. And then releasing down. So, we will go again, just take a few moments to recover. So we come again, bending the legs, reaching back, looking forward, pushing those feet into those palms and lifting up. Yes, go on, lift. Broaden across the chest, see if you can lift those legs a little higher. Be aware that that tailbone reaches towards the thigh side. Take a breath in and slowly releasing and just rest the forehead onto the arms. So if you find that these are very challenging poses, then more lateral poses, more standing poses still before you come on to this stage. We're going to come into a twisting action. We're going to use a bolster for this. You can also use a pillow, a bed pillow would be absolutely fine to use, or a long cushion if you've got one.
I was getting a bit cramped there in my feet, and you may find in some of the yoga poses that you do get a little bit of cramp. It's not a problem, just, rub your foot or wherever you've got a problem. Go back into it. It's just a stage that you go through, isn't it?
Definitely, it's when the body starts to make changes. Alright, so when you come in from Bharadvajasana, you've got to sit to the side of the bolster. So you're going to sit with your right side to the bolster. And then, as you come forward onto the bolster, you're twisting. You can see here you're twisting. But just sit the abdomen towards your spine and get that rotation. It's nice on a bolster, of course. It can be done on the floor, but much nicer on the bolster or pillow if you have one handy. Now notice that Leo's got her head turning. This, for a lot of people, will be quite challenging. So you can turn the head so that it is facing the knee side. But if you are able to turn the head, then do so. And just release in and soften intentions, you can stay in this pose for as long as you wish to. You may want to stay in this pose for a couple of minutes, and that's absolutely fine. Just let the body settle and release, releasing those spinal muscles. And then coming up. So of course, if you wish to stay a little bit longer, then that's absolutely fine. But we're going to be turning and coming to the left side. And again, take your time with this. Coming into the twisted action, just slowly turning, 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 turning. So it's not a rush job. Getting that turning action. Letting the shoulders completely release. And again, if the head is turning away from the knees, that's fine. But if you find that challenging, then just keep the head in line with the knee side. You can see that. And just let the breath soothe, soften, surrendering down to your support. So this is now coming to the end of our sequencing for today. So coming up, or if you want to stay there, of course do so, and coming into a seated position in your Sukhasana action.
That's so nice, I could have stayed there for ages.
Yeah, see what I mean? So you may want to stay in that pose for a little bit longer, but just sitting in Sukhasana and observing your breath, keeping the eyes soft. It's very important after your practice or towards the end of the practice to just quieten down and without focusing on anything in particular. So just letting the eyes release quietly, facial features nice and soft, being aware of your breath. Seeing that your spine is absolutely straight and extended so that the chest is activated. And just take a few moments in this pose. Just be there in your posture with your breath.